guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video we're talking about my 2017 resolutions or goals, whatever you want to call them. I'm achieving them and I'm going to smash them. In 2016 I achieved to go out and get my first car, my first ride, and get my license so I can drive this bad boy and drive it around. And it was a decent year. Okay, 2017 is a year that I want to take road trips. It's not a fantasy that's going to happen, but I definitely want to get a job and definitely just save some money up so I can travel. So mainly my goals for 2017 is get a job which is full-hearted necessary because YouTube doesn't pay the bills. Number 2 is definitely start road tripping, and I'm going to be road tripping with my friend Nick, or as you guys might know him as the NDFX. So it's a very small list of goals where I want to achieve, but I definitely want to achieve road tripping and traveling. And when my car's a little bit more fixed up, once I get my new tires and brakes, I think my car will be ready to roll and ready to go on the road. And places I want to see are probably Tennessee again, because I used to live there when I was a kid and I don't really remember it. But I definitely want to see North Carolina because they have mountains and they have snow and they have other terrain that Florida just doesn't offer. And I want to definitely see Georgia again. Atlanta, I think that city's pretty badass. It's just very busy. It's very busy because it's a small, compact city with a lot of people in one place, so it makes it look like there's tons of people. But definitely want to see Georgia, and Georgia mountains I heard are beautiful. I just want to see mountains in general because I haven't seen mountains in like 5-6 years. So that's my main focus, is seeing some place where there is mountains, there is nice views, nice vistas, and just road tripping and traveling with the home, because life is too short to be stagnant and stale and staying in the same place. So like I said, the main focus is for me is to road trip. Even if it's like a one-day trip, you drive up there, you see the place, you come back. That's just what I want to do, is road trip, get a job, fix up this ride, get it looking a little bit nicer than it is, because it needs a little bit of body paint, and it needs a little bit of brakes, like I said, and front tires, and that's pretty much it. And like I said, the reason why I like to travel is I get very bored very easily, and I get stagnant and stale, and I don't like staying in one place for a very long time. I like to get up and see the world, see places I haven't seen. And like I said, I've seen Georgia, I've seen Tennessee, but I haven't seen the mountains in Tennessee, and I would love to see the mountains in Tennessee and love to see the mountains of North Carolina and see how beautiful they really are. Because here in Florida you get palm trees and the beach. That's beautiful for a while, but it does get kind of stale when you see that all the time. And for some of you who say, well, that's just a fantasy, that's just not a reality of wanting to road trip and travel. Yeah, it is. I know a lot of people who road trip and travel, and they do it all the time, especially when my dad was a young person, when my uncle was a young person. My uncle used to hitchhike across the country back in the early 70s when the hippies were very popular. He used to just go like this and hike across the country, and wherever he ended up, he ended up. My dad used to drive from state to state, from America to Canada, and you're telling me it's not a realistic thing? Well, maybe nowadays people don't travel like they used to back in the early 70s or late 60s, but I definitely want to take up that what you say, habit of wanting to get out there and wanting to see the world, because I definitely think this world has a lot to offer instead of just being stagnant and stale in the same place. I can't just stay in the same place for a long time. But thanks for watching, guys.